I grew up in a small mountain town with one big rumor that there was an old mining tunnel running beneath the lake, supposedly sealed off in the 60s, after a kavina. My friends and I used to joke about finding it someday. But last summer, we actually did. We were kayaking near the far edge of the lake, where the cliffs start, when my buddy Eli spotted what looked like a metal grate, half buried under the waterline. Curiosity got the better of us. We anchored the kayaks and dove down. The grate was loose, and behind it a tunnel, completely dark. Eli was the first to squeeze through. I followed with a flashlight and a waterproof bag. The air was thick and stale, and the tunnel walls were covered in black moss. Every sound echoed forever. Water dripping, our breathing, even the crunch of gravel under our boots. We went about 50 yards in before we saw the first set of tracks, fresh ones. Boot prints, too big to be ours, leading deeper inside. Eli whispered, "Someone's been down here." I laughed it off, but the air felt charged, like we weren't supposed to be there. Then we found the door. It was steel bolted into the rock, with faded letters that read Subleval 3, restricted. It shouldn't have been there. There were no mines on any maps. No records. We were about to turn back when we heard a sound like metal scraping on concrete from the other side of the door. Slow, deliberate, getting closer, Eli whispered. Maybe it's wind. But there was no draft. Just that steady scraping, followed by a knock. 3 knocks, then silence. We ran. The tunnel felt longer on the way out. My flashlight flickered, and for a split second, I saw movement behind us, something human-shaped, crouched low, hands dragging along the wall. We didn't stop until we hit daylight and tumbled into the lake. When we came back with the sheriff the next morning, the grate was gone, like it had never been there. A week later, Eli texted me a video. It was from his GoPro footage I didn't know he'd taken that day. He paused it right before we turned to run. There was a hand, pale and wet, reaching out from under the steel door. We never talked about it again, but sometimes, when the lake's real still, you can see bubbles rising from that same spot, like something underneath is still breathing.